I definitely appreciate what you're saying. And usually that's like the last bit that we end up discussing because that's the now part of your life. But let's run it back to like prior to 2012 because you say your project comes out in 2012, but you are also doing this Royal Peasants mixtape. And so were you doing that like street marketing, selling CDs out the trunk type shit, or were you not involved in that stuff?
That was more like on Logic's end. I just featured, you know what I mean? He probably like, hit me off with a few CDs type thing, you know what I mean? But like that's his group, you know. But I was always around, so I just featured her here and there, you know. I did like maybe two, three tracks or something like that,
Mm,
you know.
fair
Uh,
enough.
but
So
I was never really into mixtapes, you know. I was like, I figured like I want to drop albums, you know, like mixtapes. I can't like waste bars or some shit. I don't want to hop on people's beats and shit. Like that was never really me. You know what I mean? Like I put like my all into like writing and shit like that. So I'm not gonna like jump on some remix of some other person's beat, and I'm not gonna put my all into it, you know. So I just always focus on albums, which probably maybe hurt me, or I don't know. Maybe I could have been more known if I kept dropping shit. You know what I mean?
it's a hard thing to say because it's the past, but I can say in the present, you look fucking cool on Spotify today.
Thank you so much, man.
No, I mean that.
And yeah, that
Like, I mean, like you put out 5 projects. Like I actually did not do as much in my due diligence as I should have. I was gonna like wing it a little bit, and then I'm like, yo, guys got like projects. Okay, okay, right? Like 'cause sometimes 6 songs, sometimes it's like 3 projects, but no, you have like a consistent setup, and I really think that in the end of the day, you're in a position where it's like people are gonna go, bro, you did all that more so now, and you can actually work this angle to your benefit because looking into you is not disappointing. All right, like that's what I learned is looking into your shit is an exciting
yeah,
experience of bro, this guy can rap. Wow, that's versatile. That's a lot of subject matters. It's like you're actually kind of cool. And it's not even just that, man. Like there was one bar where it's like something something pound, make an ounce out of it, and you're like kind of layering the weed bars into the. So there's these little
yeah,
things. I of all your bars, that's the only one I could remember right now. But there were a few of them where I'm like, yo, he's actually saying some really smart shit. Yo, did you hear what he just said there? Like I don't know. You said you were watching
yeah.
the stream, but I actually was doing that because I'm like, yo, these are like really smart things the man is saying. So like I definitely
Yeah.
so
I said, Pound Expo gave me an ounce of hope. You know what I mean? Like I'm like hustling to like for my dreams. You know what I mean? Like so I can invest back in myself. You know what I mean?
man, I love it. It's I get it.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense. But let's
Yeah.
go back to like prior to 2012 when you put your album out, and let's talk about how you transitioned into making that album and all the stuff that went into that.
Yeah, I just had a flashback because like the reason why it took so long, like I kept recording at different studios, you know, and sometimes the studio was shut down, so I have to like change and go to another studio, and I like hop to like 3 different studios, whatever, you know. But also
Mm.
like I wanted to get the right artwork and everything too, you know. So I had to find the right graphic designer. So I ended up going with Lazy Eye, and he did like classic albums, like Only Built for Cuban Links. He worked with Ray Kwan, all these, you know. So I wanted like the artwork,
Hold
like
up, you
also I'm a
got the artwork done from the guy who did Only Built for Cuban Links?
part two, part two.
Okay,
But
part
yeah, he
two.
did like classic albums. Yeah, his name's like Lazy Eye. Yeah,
Okay,
and he
okay.
did like the first like I don't know 4 of my albums or some shit like that, you know. And yeah, so like I'm a perfectionist, so I wanted the artwork right. I wanted the right logos, you know. When I came, I wanted the clothing line, I, like, and then drop the album. You know, I had like big ambitions and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yo, talk about the
Like I
clothing
had,
line. Talk about how you
yeah,
put it.
like I had like a L logo by Lazy Eye, like the Stratagems logo. You know what I mean? Like it's like my tattoo, but like with the like S and a G, whatever. You know what I mean? And yeah, so I put that on shirts with the intricate plot records, was like my record label, and with the Budda Child, you know, and you know who I held it at? I held it at Preach, you know, because he's like my mentor, you know, like, and he helped me print out like I don't know how much, like 100 or something like that, and yeah, and I mean it was hard like selling them, so I ended up like probably like, just giving out for free with a CD or some shit like that, you know what I mean?
Right. But still, it's a
Uh,
good way to get your brand out there to have that done. And the fact that you had that level of ambition probably told people, like, even if you take a fiscal loss, right? because maybe it was a money loss. The brand gain, the take you serious nature, the like differentiation is big. Like I think not doing merch was a big blunder. If I really think back, I've had a logo for a minute, and maybe now I want to be strategic with it, but I should have just slapped that shit on some shit before I had to be strategic in it, you know? Like now I have to think about it. But like I could have just.
And I think you mentioned that recently too. You're asking around for like who does clothes and shit like that. That's why I thought of that too. You know what I mean?
And you just come off proper, right? Like you just kind of give off this like air of, yo, I take my shit seriously. Like people seem to be attracted to people who are willing to invest in their shit, and so it kind of just signals that off, you know?